What's up, everybody? This is Malcolm to say, if you know me personally, you know um, I'm a big advocate for um, equality in every regards, whether it's civil rights, in regards to blacks or any other race being treated equally, or gay rights, whatever the cause may be. But today I'm making this video in regards to this incident that occurred, I guess in New York. I can't pronounce the place in New York, but it was in New York. Anyway, it was in Dollar General. It was a woman who was calling the black man a nigga. She was going on kind of like a little rant in front of her children. And he recorded the video, and the video has now since gone viral. And I wanted to elaborate a little bit on the video, but mostly just going to my thoughts on the whole N word and just my how I feel about the N word in general. First, I want to start by saying that I don't know. I just in 2014, you had to do a lot more to hurt me than to call me a nigga. I've seen the video of the woman calling a man a nigga, and it's going viral. And I can honestly, for every white person who may call me a nigga behind my back, there are countless of my own who have called me a dumb nigga, fat nigga, conceited nigga, ignorant nigga, ugly nigga, who have plotted against me. I hear nigga countless times in rap music. Every other word is nigga or bitch. So much so I've lost interest in hip hop. In fact, most music I listen to is old hip hop. I've kind of grown numb to the word. That's not really a good thing. I've kind of grown numb to it. Coming from the inner city of Philadelphia, I've heard the word nigga all the time, and I'm kind of over the word itself. But I feel like nigger, in the context that she used it, and nigga, in the context that many of my own people use it, to me are one and the same. I'm more offended in 2014 by the colorism within my own community. I'm more offended that you still have people who think because they're fair skinned they're better than their darker skinned counterparts. You still have people who feel as though they're not necessarily, they don't really want to embrace their African roots. And I'm more offended by the self hatred that so many black men and women will have for themselves, referring to yourselves as niggas and bitches. But not too long ago, black men and women referred to themselves as kings and queens. In fact, a few decades ago, Queen Latifah made a song about where a man called her a bitch and she punched him in the face. It's crazy to me how much times has changed. Now men refer to themselves as, I'm a real nigga, I keep it 100, I'm a real nigga. And women, oh, no, I'm a real bitch, I keep it, I'm always real about everything. I'm more offended that in 2014 people are still surprised that racism exists. Like, y'all really think racism is over? Racism is more so institutionalized. You very seldom hear about random outbursts going on like it did in the 50s and the 60s. However, it's still there. Racism is clearly obvious in media, film, TV. It's clearly obvious in educational institutions. It's clearly obvious in the economic workforce. Think about it. Ask yourself, how many positive black men and women you see on TV versus the stereotypical nonsense that you see displayed in reality TV shows? Don't worry, I'll wait. So let that cause you to take action. Be offended by that. And understand that in this day and age, your ancestors were enslaved for hundreds of years. Do you really think the powers that be, or the descendants of the powers that be, are going to view you as equals? Y'all funny. Y'all are so funny. This doesn't excuse what the woman did in the video. But racist people are only a small part of the problem that exists in regards to the controversy behind the N word. The people who think, to me, I feel like in my community, we have a lot of work to do. Um, this whole spectacle about about the N word about this woman, she's going to be blasted as a racist, and sooner or later it's going to blow over, and then the next big hot topic is going to come up in the media like they always do. Just a few weeks ago, you had the whole controversy with Donald Sterling was using the word in regards to describing black people. To me, as a black man, my father was from West Africa. My mom was from South Carolina. My mom always raised me to know that I'm a black man. She raised me to know that I'm intelligent. I can do just as much, if not more, than my white counterparts. She always raised me to love and to respect everybody, regardless of color. But she also told me that you are a black man in a society that is set up for black people to not succeed. So billions of dollars are spent into media. So the images that are displayed in media on a daily basis are put out there purposely to have you focusing on this thing and that thing. He who controls images controls everything. So, like I said before, so instead of me getting offended by a random incident of a woman in New York who's a racist calling a black man a nigga, let me get offended by the constant negative images that I'm seeing of my own people being displayed in media on a consistent basis. Let me get offended by the negative examples and role models that the children are seeing in this day and age. And then we call the generation of today lost. But they're lost because of the blueprint that many of the parents of this generation have provided, whether subconsciously or consciously, or whether indirectly. So I want you all to think about that. So people of color, racism exists. It's not going anywhere. I know Oprah said it'll die. It'll probably die out eventually when the old generation dies. But that's not going to happen. I actually heard of a case a few weeks ago in a college in California where a black boy was attacked by 3 of his white roommates, and they put a rope around his neck. He's suing the college. That wasn't promoted in media, but that happened recently. A lot of incidents still happen across the country, but the media doesn't focus on that in regards to racial profiling and racial attacks, attacks that are stemmed by racism. So I want you all to think about that and understand that at the end of the day, we still have a long way to go. We will never be considered equals because the society that we live in is not designed for us per se. We're here, we're in the midst of it, but it's not designed for us. Yes, we have blacks that are thriving in Hollywood, but even then, Hollywood is misproportioned in regards to the representatives, the proper representation of blacks in Hollywood. In order for you to be black and successful in Hollywood, if you're a woman, you got to be half naked. You got to be fair skinned. Most of our black women in Hollywood that are successful, whether it's music or Hollywood, are fair skinned black women. You rarely seldom see dark skinned black women be successful. And it's becoming more of the common thing, and I'm hoping that that trend continues, but you rarely seldom see a dark skinned sister successful in Hollywood. So I'm just kind of going on right here, but that's how I feel about the word nigger and nigger and nigga. They're one and the same. They're synonymous to each other to me. One is a term that was used by whites back in the day and in regards to blacks, and they said it means the word ignorance, where nigga is a term that many use in the form of endearment. But it's crazy because growing up, my mom, when I used to hear my grandma really didn't care for the word. They were always telling me they didn't like the word because of the negative connotation behind it. My mom coming from the South, and her experiences growing up, and my grandmother, of course, the period that she grew up, they abhor the word, they hate the word. So I can understand where they're coming from. But our generation tried to take it and flip it. And to me, you can't really take something that has such negative history behind it and try to flip it, and then you get mad when someone else uses it. Somebody else uses the same word. That's like if you wake up in the mirror and the first thing that you call yourself in the morning is, "Oh, look at me, I'm the illest bitch out here." If you call yourself a bitch from the time you wake up in the morning, that means you identify yourself as a bitch, right? So you go out in public and later on that day someone calls you a bitch. Can you therefore get mad at the person if you've been identifying yourself as a bitch from the beginning of the day until that time period? So I think you can't use the word nigga on a daily basis in your vocabulary towards your friends, family, whoever it may be. But then when you see a video online, you want to hurl comments on YouTube and Facebook, and you want to go, "Oh, everybody's pro-black" when they hear somebody being called a black person being called a nigga. But yet you want to help your neighbor. Yeah, you won't educate each other. You won't lend somebody some money when they're behind on rent. You won't help each other out in your local community. But whenever somebody gets called a nigga, everybody's so pro-black. And that's the only thing I find that's real hypocritical about my community. We don't come for anything. We don't come together for anything else. As soon as somebody's called a nigga or something, we're up in arms. So like I said, we need to challenge our media. We need to challenge TV, film, production to showcase us in a better light. Because for real, as long as we continue to accept these forms of, these discrepancies from Hollywood and TV and from people in general, then for real, you fit the title of a nigga. Because nigga means ignorance. And if you accept the disrespectful behavior, whether it's institutionalized or not, towards your own people, then you are in fact a nigga. That's what niggas do. Niggas accept disrespect. Niggas think they're below on the scale. Niggas think that they're supposed to be at the bottom of the social economic scale. But men and women know that they're called here for a reason, for a purpose. So whether you're black, white, Asian, Latino, whatever. You're called for a purpose. You're not just here just because. And no one's destined to be at the bottom of the pool. So rise up to the occasion. Continue to challenge the status quo, especially if you're a black man or woman, and don't settle for what the media tries to force feed down your throat. And for all the times that I encourage you all, instead of just sharing these videos constantly about men and women being called nigga, I want you to do some research about where you come from. Research Percy Lavon Julian. Research about him. Research Mansa Musa. Research about him. Research about the kingdoms of Mali. Research about the first black shogun in China. Research about how things came to pass in regards to black history. Do some research. Because once you know better, your perspective changes. And when your perspective changes, you no longer look at yourself as that real nigga or that real bitch. You look at yourself as a real king or a real queen. But I'm done going on my rant for the day. This is Malcolm. I'm signing off. God bless you all. Take care. And like I said, inform yourself. Knowledge is power. Like I said before, the worst prisoner is the one who thinks he's free. Not all prisons are those physical bars in front of your face. Sometimes the prison that you're surrounded by is all in the mind. Thank you and God bless.